Attention XRP fans, you are being lied to right now about when the top is for XRP. This needs to stop. The blasphemy that's happening in mainstream media and the lies that they are spewing to you, into your eyes, into your ears, that needs to stop. That is ridiculous. Instead, today's video, we're gonna base it on absolute fact, because this chart right here, right before your eyes, has predicted every single market cycle top for XRP. And we have huge news as to what is happening right now as we approach this green line. Why? Because in the last market cycle, it was the top. The green line was the top. However, the market cycles prior to that, 2013, the market cycle top was at this red line. And what about 2017? It was at the red line with this first top, and it was at the red line with the second top. In other words, the first three tops got to this red line, and last cycle only got to the green line. We are at the green line right now. So are we showing signs of slowing down? Are we showing signs that we are about to fall apart like we did in 2021? Or are we showing signs that we are about to obliterate up to this red line, similarly to when we were at the green line before in 2017 or before in 2013? That's what we're going to break down. Absolute facts, not this blasphemy that's happening in the mainstream media. Those lies stop now. This is your last chance. Did you know 97% of people sell at the wrong time? I just made a bonus video with 2 huge sells. I'm looking to get out of that position right now before it gets real ugly. But there's one problem. It's not on YouTube. However, it's free if you unlock it right now. Go to cryptocrewuniversity.com. Free if you unlock it right now. Go now. So here we are. We're on XRP USD. We're on the weekly chart on Binance. Right in front of our eyes, we have market cycle data starting from 2013. And what we have in front of us is a special indicator. This indicator combines moving averages and Fibonacci levels. When you talk about the power of moving averages, and then you talk about the ridiculous power of Fibonacci levels, and you combine them as almost they had a baby, you get this indicator. This indicator will make the world of difference in your trading. You plug this on, it's not only going to predict market cycle tops, like the green or the red line, which are based on moving averages and Fibonacci levels, but it also tells you when to buy at the best possible time. Case in point, the purple line. Look at when we were at the purple line back here in 2014, best time to buy. Look at when we were at the purple line back here in 2015, best time to buy. How about the purple line right before this huge explosion? Pretty good time to buy. How about the purple line right here in 2020? Once again, how about the purple line right here all the way through 2022 when they said we were about to have the worst bear market in history, worse than the Great Depression, and what did we do instead? We went up. Why? We were at the purple line already. So you can take the mainstream media and the lies that they're always spewing to you, and you can throw that directly into the garbage, because that's where the mainstream media belongs. And those lies stop now. So this indicator, based on moving average in Fibonacci levels, is to die for. It's something that I use regularly. So we made a custom indicator, combining both into an indicator that I like to use across the board. I'll use this in stocks. I'll use this with Bitcoin. I'm using this today with XRP. This is my custom indicator. It's in my indicator bundle. Shout out to all of the people around the world who have my indicator bundle. You can pull this up as we speak. So what you notice is that each line is a different level of resistance or support. And you can see when we're in this purple channel here, our blue line is resistance. You can see for all of this time here, we had about 700 days of resistance exactly at the blue line. So when we're in this channel, you can trade, you can buy at the purple line, sell at the blue line, buy back at the purple line, sell again at the blue, buy back at the purple, sell at the blue, and buy back at the purple again. And then before you know it, you'll probably be a millionaire, right? Depends on the stack that you're trading with. But you look at the 700-day period, there's all sorts of trades to make just using this chart alone. Again, you can plug this indicator on whatever your favorite altcoin is, and you can have a wealth of knowledge, right? When you break it down, I want to really get into what we just recently saw in XRP. This huge explosion from the blue, support of the blue, by the way. We had gotten out of the purple back here in 2022. We had rallied through the blue in the middle of 2023. Then we started holding the blue as support. Whenever we hold the blue as support, it's highly likely we rally to the white. But XRP had other things on its mind. It didn't want to rally to the white. It wanted to rally through the white and through the orange all the way to the green. Now, this was a surprise rally for most. And those of you who follow my channel, we called out this explosive rally well before it happened. You can see all of those predictions on other videos right here on YouTube, but there's a distinct formula that we use to call this huge explosion as well as the huge explosion of 2021, because it's a repeating pattern that the same moving averages happened in 2017, right? So what we're going to really hone in on is this huge explosion and where we are now. And do we see this weakening or do we see this strengthening? Because we're already tapped out at this green line, which is right at about $3.50. That's where this green line really came in, was this 350. And by the way, this is rising. Keep in mind, this is Fibonacci levels with moving averages. Anytime you see a huge price explosion, these moving averages will tick up. This is your last chance. Did you know 97% of people sell at the wrong time? I just made a bonus video with 2 huge sells. I'm looking to get out of that position right now before it gets real ugly. But there's one problem. It's not on YouTube. However, it's free if you unlock it right now. Go to CryptoCrewUniversity.com. Free if you unlock it right now. Go now. So as we speak, the top of this green line is at about $4, and each week it is rising. So the question is XRP gonna finally burst through this green line? And where is the red line right now? Because if we were to break through the green, there's only one more level we can reach. And what price is that at? And how quickly is that rising? And what's the most likely scenario to happen? Are we, as we zoom in here, are we showing signs of strength? Are we showing signs of weakness? Why? That's what I really want to get into. In order to understand fully what is going on, we have to take a journey back in time, back to the glory days of 2013. What you can see happening in 2013 is a bounce off this purple. Then we went into this resistance at the white, and then we bounced through that into the resistance at the orange, and it was really, really quick. You can see the rally went from about 0.0064 back here in 2013, and we rose all the way up to 0.06. If you look at the percentage gain, right? The percentage gain here is almost 1,000% coming from this base here to here in the span of weeks, right? It's just a ridiculous journey, similarly to what we had recently done, right? Now, what you want to notice is really the strength of things as we approached here. You can see we had a rally right up to this red line, and then we started falling apart. We were trying to hold our structure at the bottom, right? Not having a lot of resistance at the top here. In other words, when you rally up to this point, you want to see how strong we are and how graceful we fall. This was not very graceful. We just plummeted, meaning we didn't bounce off of this orange line and rally back up to the green and try to test the green to try to get through again. We just fell right through it. There was nothing holding us back. It was an absolute plummet, and things started to fall apart. This is what I want you to keep in mind of where we are now. A similar thing happened in 2014. explosive rally. Once we got up to this orange line, we plummeted, but we never retested the orange line. We didn't even retest the white line. It was ridiculous, right? This is a telltale sign of like, do we have strength in the market right now, or is there weakness? If you have a lot of momentum to the downside and you're not bouncing to retest any critical levels or Fibonacci levels, you've got weakness on your hands. And that's why the top was in both times. When we fast forward, you can see that we had this rally from the blue line here all the way up to the red, right? It was a quick, ridiculous explosion just within a week or two. Had an explosion from about 0.006 all the way up to 0.06, right? It's a magnitude of 10. You can see that it was absurd, okay? You can see that that was pretty similar to that move that we had prior, right? From this blue up to this red. It's pretty much the same move that happened, but this time we didn't fall apart and we didn't plummet through all of these baselines, right? We did see a bounce, right? We fell, but we didn't even fall to the orange line. We fell and then we rallied right back up to the green line. This is a sign of strength. This is what I want you to look for, where our first two examples were complete signs of weakness. And this, my friends, is a sign of strength, where we rallied to a level of resistance. We see a pullback, but then we see a continued push up to levels of resistance, which we had here. Now, this is where things get interesting, because we had that interim top here and we did see a downfall from there, but once again we battled that green line, where in these other examples when we fell, we never battled back that resistance zone. We just kept falling. Look at example number 1. We just kept falling. We never battled back up to this green, and here we never battled back up to this orange. We just continued to fall. But here the rally wasn't over yet, and it was clear in the charts, just like this data point. We weren't done yet. We had a fallback, great, but we held market structure and our momentum was on our side. The same thing happened here. It was not a plummet through the orange and then through the white without any retest of the levels above our head. It was exactly the opposite of the first two. Huge strength, right? So it was strength here in April 17, and it was strength here in August 17. And there's no way around it. These are not my opinions. This is not what I hope to happen. These are just pure bona fide facts. And by the way, this indicator, I know you're going to watch this and you're like, man, this indicator is really on the money. This is a part of my indicator bundle. This is a custom design indicator by myself that you can use anywhere, anytime, with any chart. When you dig into it, you can see those first couple rallies. This wasn't done, this wasn't done. Look at this top that we had, the ultimate top of 2017. Plummeted through the red and then through the green, and it never retested the red and it never retested the green. Telltale sign, okay? You can see this plummet, retested quick. This plummet, retested quick. This one, no retest and no retest. What does that tell us? The top is in, okay? So as we continue, you can see we started to fall and we came right back to our purple line, which is the absolute ideal line to enter a position. Let's dig into the glory days of 2021, shall we? In 2021, you can see we started out at that purple line, and then it was methodical. We had resistance at the blue, a nice pullback, drop through the blue, resistance at the white, go through the white, resistance at the orange, pullback, holding support, retest of the orange. You see we retested quick. You see that? Just weeks later, we retested. That tells us strength. That tells us this thing's going to continue. And what did it do? It continued, right? You can see we got up to this green line here and we did retest the orange and we failed the second time. This is a fail. See this big wick here? This tells us that we got up near the orange, but man, that thing was sold off quick and that was all she wrote, right? This is called a double top, right? We had our first top here, our double top here, and they're both failed rallies. They failed to get higher than this one. And the rest was history, right? You need to look for these telltale signs in the market. And then where did we fall to? Oh my God, everyone's like, oh my God, we're falling. Where are we going to fall to? If you have this indicator, you already know. We're falling to the purple line. Why? It's been happening for more than a decade. That's where we fall to every time. And by the way, it's where we're going to fall to in the next bear market. This purple line, and everyone's going to be wondering, oh my God, how much further can XRP? If you have this indicator, you're going to be so far ahead of everybody. It will feel almost illegal, like you robbed a bank, where everyone's going to be frantic, running around like, oh my God, you're just going to watch the purple line. It's a pretty simple game, right? So what you see happening this cycle, obviously it started at the purple line. We went through the blue, started holding that blue as support. It wasn't until this time period that it was solid support. That's why we had that real bounce. Here, you know, it was support resistance. It was sort of in between. We were trying to find our footing. It was almost like when you run a big race or you do something super athletic and you stop, you're trying to catch your balance for a minute. As soon as we were able to catch our balance on market structure and to have it be consistently, this is when we actually held good market structure, which is why you see this explosion. So we held the blue and we rallied right through the white in the same week. And then the next week we rallied right to the orange. And then the next week after that, we rallied right to the green. So it went from blue of about 50 cents to green of almost $3 real quick. Just a couple candles, quite literally. Now you look for strength, you look for weakness. We had given the clues of all of the history thus far, of the key signs of strength, of the key signs of weakness. We broke it all down, pound for pound, move for move. And the biggest question on your mind right now is XRP having its top? We're at this green line, just like before. Or are we showing signs of strength? Are we showing signs that this is not it? And could we possibly reach this red? And what price is that red at? How much higher could we go if we're showing signs of strength? Let's break it all down. So as we stand right now, we broke through this orange and we rallied up to this green and we created a high right here in December 2024. It was almost $3. Then we had a pullback. We started holding some support. Then what did we do? We showed a sign of strength. We not only started rallying, we made a higher high. In other words, we had that high of $3. We had that pullback to structure. Then we rallied even higher to $3.40, showing strength. Keep in mind, what we showed so far with weaknesses are once we hit that high price, we started falling apart and we couldn't hold market structure and we never rallied back up to have that market structure be resistance again. Here, we rallied back up to that green line and we went higher. This is a good sign. Not only that, when we went to this green line for the second time, we did have a pullback and we held support at this orange line. Beautiful sign. Not only that, not only did we hold support, we held it in a pretty profound way. Do you see this long wick here? Yeah, those are pretty good signs. Anytime you see this long wick here, it's just pressure to the upside. It means that price fell all the way here during that week, but then it was bought up and bought up heavy and it pushed price all the way back up here to close around here. That is the key. So we had a high, we had a higher high, then we had key market structure hold as support, then we printed this candle. This is not only one good sign, two good signs, it's three good signs in a row. So far, XRP is not showing any signs of weakness in this channel. In fact, it's doing the opposite. It's showing signs of strength. So if XRP is showing not one sign of strength, but two signs of strength inside of this channel, what's next? What is possible? And how high is this red line? And if we went there, what would things look like? Let's break it down. Right now, above our head, we had that little wick, right? That wick could push us back to the top of this green line in the coming weeks. That green line right now is at $3.88. Keep in mind, this would be rising. Now, if XRP did the unthinkable and it took all of this strength and broke through this green line, how much higher could it go? Knowing that what we've had so far in the history of XRP are 3 distinct times that we topped out at the red line. So where is the red line right now? As we speak, right now, the red line is way up here at about $7.50. And keep in mind, it's based on moving average and fib levels, which will be rising if price rises. So I ask you, how high do you think XRP is going to go? Where would this red line top out at, and what time frame in the year? Leave your comments down below. This is your last chance. Did you know 97% of people sell at the wrong time? I just made a bonus video with 2 huge sells. I'm looking to get out of that position right now before it gets real ugly. But there's one problem. It's not on YouTube. However, it's free if you unlock it right now. Go to CryptoCrewUniversity.com. Free if you unlock it right now. Go now.